All right, let's take you live now to Alexandra Township, where several people have been injured as Dudula Movement, members of that movement, have clashed with foreign nationals in the area. They say they want to clear the area of foreign nationals. Shops have been closed. Right now, there's a briefing going on by police. Let's take you and listen in.
Guys, can you come to us? Guys, we're live. Can we start? Are you all ready? Okay, Gerard, can you tell them why?
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Earlier this morning, around 9 o'clock in the morning, we received a report that the hawkers here and the group called themselves Dudula, they were fighting. So as the police, we responded immediately, and then we were able to separate the groups. However, by the time we were able to separate the groups, there were already injuries. 3 Mozambicans and 1 South African were injured. And a docket has been opened. We are investigating, and arrests will be made very soon.
So Akaji from News in Africa. I guess the big question at the moment is with regards to the shutdown, which has been mentioned by the movement for tomorrow. Can you maybe just take us through your preparations for that?
Yes, thank you very much. Our members are in place, as we've already planned to ensure that our people are able to move freely. Remember, people are allowed to protest, but they're not allowed to break the laws. They're not allowed to close any roads. So we are definitely in place. A multidisciplinary team will be in place comprising mainly SAPS, our POPs, and our JMPD to ensure that our people are able to be free to go to their jobs. And then those that want to protest, they're free to do so, but they should not interfere with the free movement of the people in Alexandra.
Brigadier Marshal Chriselda from SABC Television News. Just to get some clarity, in total, how many people have been injured? And there's been a huge criticism on the part of the South African Police Service that when we arrived here this morning, there'd been pockets of police, and there seemed to have been a deployment much later on into the afternoon when the issue had already spiraled out of control. There'd already been people who had been injured. Did police not get a sense much earlier on in the morning that there had been that kind of threat, and not for the first time here in Alexandra?
Yeah, what happened this morning, as soon as the police received the report, they rushed to this place to separate the two groups, as I say. And then later on, as people were congregating, they called for more reinforcements. Now, the challenges of Dudula, they are sporadic. You are not always there to know. But as they do happen, we respond accordingly. And that is exactly what happened this morning.
And how many people in total have been injured and taken to hospital?
Yeah, according to our records and the clinic, 4 people were injured, 3 Mozambicans and 1 South African.
What are you doing tonight? I see there's quite a large police presence still here in Alex tonight. There've been threats that have been made against the foreign nationals right here behind us. I see some of your men in blue are guarding some of the shops here. Is there a concern perhaps that tonight, there had been threats during the day already, that there might be further violence that might continue? Have your men and women been deployed to various parts of Alex?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, we are deploying a multidisciplinary team tonight. Our JMPD, our POPs, and our local SAPS, and a group from other stations to ensure that there's a visibility around the area. And if you find anybody breaking the law, they'll definitely be arrested.
But why has no one been arrested then, Brigadier? I mean, this has been going on since this morning. Several people have been injured. There were concerns, you'd recall, here in Alex that during the July unrest, some of the shops right here behind which your men and women are guarding were some of those that were destroyed. They've managed to get up business again. Why haven't any arrests been made? Because while this movement that was marching here today is not part of Operation Dudula, they say that they are the Dudula Movement. But why have no arrests been made? Because clearly now this is becoming violent.
Yeah, no, arrests have been made, ma'am. Arrests have been made on a regular basis. There are cases under control already, especially of the Dudula Movement, that some of them are out on bail. Arrests have been made, and then, as you know, people have a right to apply for bail. But we are investigating, and even for the incident of today, arrests will be made, that I can assure you.
How many have been arrested thus far relating to Operation Dudula, even though this one they claim is another movement, but with similar traits?
Yeah, I cannot give you the numbers, but I can assure you roughly around 20 arrests have been made so far. That's a rough estimate.
Are you concerned as the police?
Just to follow up from what we had seen earlier today in terms of the police presence. There was presence over here, but just 100 meters up the road, we had seen foreign national stores and vendors, their property being destroyed completely. Was there no police presence at least just 100 meters up the road to ensure that there was destruction of property? Yeah,
remember I said these incidents are sporadic. So by the time our members got the attention, we rushed to the scene, and as we arrived, then we called for more reinforcement. And that's why you see now there's a higher visibility later on. But at that time, because it was sporadic, we were not there. But as soon as we were here, we called for more reinforcement.
Dudula Movement and Operation Dudula seem to be carrying out a mandate against foreign nationals. This is perhaps a job of law enforcement, of the Home Affairs Department, of Immigration. Is this not something that may be even in contravention of laws? And if that's the case, are you doing anything about it?
Yes, we are. We are. Remember, we said they can protest, but they should not take law into their hands. So we are operations, especially in Gauteng. You're aware that we're having Operation Okamala on a regular basis. We are making arrests all the time. But I think the challenge that we hear, some of them, after we deported them after some time, they come back into the country. So that's why then it's continuous. But arrests are being made all the time because we want to ensure that people that are here are legal in the country.
General, there's also announcements that stores will not be operating, kids will not be going to school. What I want to understand is, will SABC allow that lawlessness to happen?
Absolutely not. Lawlessness will definitely not be allowed. We'll be out in our large numbers tomorrow. We will not divulge the whole information here, but we are putting measures in place to ensure that there is law and order tomorrow.
Brigadier, just finally, I sensed a bit of restraint. Perhaps, if I'm correct, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, Brigadier, a lot of restraint on the part of police today. I know that some of your men had been engaging with the leaders of this movement to try and disperse, not to interfere with hawkers that are on the side of the road. Am I correct to say police had restrained themselves quite a lot today in the manner in which they responded to the movement, despite the violent attacks that we saw?
Yeah. Where law breaking was taking place, I think our people would effect arrest. But when people were singing here in the street, definitely our people will know that they need to respect the law. You know, there are various levels to apply the force. We don't just apply force that is not proportionate to the situation, and that is exactly what happened here today.
Speaking towards any road closures tomorrow, you say there will be operations by your units, interdisciplinary with other law enforcement officials. What can we expect in and around the area, and perhaps even other areas around Gauteng province?
Yeah, you can expect that there will be free flow of traffic tomorrow. There won't be any disturbances because our members will be in full force to ensure our people are free to do their daily activities.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Brigadier.
Thank you very much.
Well, the South African Police Service giving a briefing here, Brigadier Masha giving a briefing here in Alexandra tonight following attacks or clashes, if I can say, between South Africans as well as foreign nationals. Him just outlining there have been several threats that over the next few days that schools will be shut in this area, malls will be shut down as well. The police said they'll be taking no chance. Lots of deployment in Alexandra tonight over fears, of course, that there might continue to be violence. There have been threats of such violence that was expected here in Alexandra. Quite a number of police officers from various units, the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, the South African Police Service, all of them have been deployed here. Official numbers there, 4 people have been injured. SABC News was able to speak to some of them during the course of this afternoon. Police are saying they're going to be on hand here throughout the night. SABC News will be here. Fears at this particular point from foreign nationals who had to close their stores very early on this morning. Towards the afternoon, they had to open them as well. That's once police reinforcements had been sent through. But the situation quite calm here in Alexandra tonight, but fears that there could be further violence at this particular stage.
Thank you very much, Chriselda Lewis, following the situation in Alexandra. I can't imagine how foreign nationals are feeling in that area tonight, legally or illegally in the country.